Diablo was defeated. For a time it seemed we would know peace. But it was not to be. For Diablo's essence lingers in the Black Soul Stone. I cannot destroy the stone, nor allow its evil to remain within the heavens. And so it must be hidden, even from the angels. I pray that it will be enough. You have done well, Horadrim. Your service here is finished. And you should all run. Malfail. Brother. Why? The Nephilim will stop you.
No one can stop death.
The killing began in Westmarch. Of that, I am sure. The angels have started a massacre, slaying all they find. I must see it with my own eyes and learn why they have come. There are many questions, and I have little time to act.
Welcome back. I raised the difficulty to Torment 6. The Nephilim.
Right, I dismiss my skeletons.
Tyrael sent me to find you. Malthael has taken the Black Soul Stone. You must come with me.
Too many have died here. I will intervene.
But you and Tyrael need to form a plan. We must find Malthael.
Tyrael should meet me in Westmarch. Go.
It will be done. I swear it.
The Wolf Gate.
We're going to die! She's coming to kill us all!
Oh.
I watched in horror as the guard was struck by the maiden's magic. I heard the sound of his screams until his flesh had dissolved to nothing, and only his armor-clad skeleton remained, his jaw unhinged. Blue mist swirled around his bones, coalescing into new flesh. When at last I cut him down, the phantasmal flesh exploded, leaving only a pile of armor behind.
The gates.
Malthael's fallen angels have brought death to Westmarch, raising an army of reapers from the city's slain defenders. Once, these men and women were our protectors. Now, they are our executioners, scouring the city for every living soul and putting them to the sword. Though this reaper wields a dangerous sword, its shield, with its rows of razor-sharp spikes, poses the greater threat. With a single thrust, it can open a man from waist to throat. That shield was not made for protection. It was made to cripple, maim, and kill.
At least there are other ways into the city.
May I recommend the sewers?
I think we don't have a choice. Honestly, I wonder if my corpse explosion is still worth it, since I got my new scythe. It is fun to use, but I'll try to go back with Devouring Aura.
It's nice to see Westmarch again. I seem to remember the weather being better though.
Don't go out into the streets.
Don't worry, I'm here to help. Victor,
It's the end of the world. So many have been killed and the Reapers are everywhere.
Are there other survivors?
General Torian was defending a group of refugees at the old Zakharoom Cathedral, but they're likely all dead by now.
We'll see.
Find the Zakharoom Cathedral.
Keep moving. I think we lost her. No, no!
Those with demon blood must die.
Oh, you are going to pay for
They
that.
were only townsfolk.
The shadow touched me, and darkness spread across my vision until all I could see was blackness. It gave way to a pale light that sapped my strength. It seemed so easy. But instead, I drew upon the last of my will and fought back. Color flooded back into my sight. The shadow was right before me, and I drove my spear through it. As Macleod has imbued them with the ability to sense the living, Revenant archers do not rely on their vision to find their targets. There is no place safe from their sightless gaze. They will find you through stone, wood, and even the ground itself. And once they have their quarry, they do not miss. The Revenant Shield Guards were once the personal guard of King Justinian IV. Appointed to the position for bravery and skill at arms, they accompanied the king at all times, resplendent in their ornate armor, wrought by the finest craftsmen in Westmarch. But most spectacular were their shields, which they unerringly employed in the protection of their king.
Cathedral Courtyard.
Defend the church! Repel these vile reapers!
Paragon 90.
More gold for me!
Ah,
Tyrael.
we found you.
I have never seen an attack like this. Why has Malthael unleashed his forces on Westmarch?
Because he feeds on death. Every time his reapers kill, he grows stronger. And with the prime evil gone, Malthael believes this is the perfect time to end the eternal conflict.
Humanity has nothing to do with that war.
I agree.
The church! All the refugees are inside! Follow me! Akarat's bane! This is worse than I feared!
What is it?
A death maiden! Stop her!
Nephilim, your soul will be mine.
Any other archer would have fled as I charged, but this one stood its ground, staring down the arrow's shaft through lifeless, empty eye sockets. Even as I swung my blade to take off its head, the thing loosed another shot. How can we fight an
I'm
enemy
afraid
that has no
not.
fear, nor thought for its own self-preservation?
Sorry about that.
I'm on the mend.
The souls of Westmarch.
We must do everything in our power to slow the Nephilim down, so that the collection of souls is not interrupted. It is the key to Malthael's victory.
We must confront Malthael. Where is he?
I know only that he is not in Westmarch. He could have taken the Black Soul Stone anywhere in creation.
There are no other clues.
There may be. A sliver broke off when Malthael took the Soul Stone. Perhaps by studying that sliver, I can learn his plans.
Then you must remain here. I will do what I can for Westmarch.
We'll go around and talk to everyone.
So, the Haradrim have returned.
Tyrael rebuilt the Order to help him take the Soul Stone from heaven, and to protect mankind. After all, you can't be everywhere at once, no matter how powerful you are.
Malthael, my brother. He was wisdom, leader of our council, first among angels. And now, he has become this.
How?
After the destruction of the World Stone, Malthael's mood darkened, and he left the heavens frequently. Then he disappeared completely. He must have developed a connection, no, an obsession with human souls.
He was never meant to explore the domain of death. What would Rathma say if he were here? Any progress?
The sliver is still connected to the Soul Stone. As the stone changes, the sliver will change too. Therefore, I can observe what Malthael is doing to the stone, and if we're lucky, even discover his plan.
Walk always in the light.
Oswin.
At long last, a hero comes to save us. That won't bring my wife back, though, will it?
My library isn't far from here. I was closing everything up for the day when I heard the fighting in the streets. I barred the doors and then squeezed through the back window to escape. But I'll have to come up with something more exciting when I write my official account, won't I? You've heard the legend of the Tomb of Rakus, haven't you? Its location has never been found. Most scholars think it's underneath Westmarch, but I suspect it's somewhere outside the city. Rakus was a clever man, after all.
The History of Westmarch, Part 1.
Westmarch originally grew from the efforts of the great General Rakus to spread his religion beyond the realms of the East. Seized by the superstitions of the Zakarum faith, he drove his paladins relentlessly across the barbaric western lands, subduing the uncivilized tribes he found there. Ultimately, he became king of them all.
Duncraig is just death in horror. I thought I'd be safe here, but we've nowhere left to hide.
I found him in the streets. He seemed in a daze, so I brought him here with me, but he's hardly said anything. He's nobility of some sort, but I don't recognize the seal on his ring.
The flames!
The flames? Well, he was covered in soot. Perhaps he escaped from a fire. He never says more than a word or two at a time.
Lord Harold Snow. Marital disharmony.
Did you grab the jewelry at least?
Harold, those monsters were about to kill us.
Well, I would rather be dead than poor.
We stayed to fight, Robert and me, but he fell. And when they started to tear into him, I panicked. I ran.
Many of the survivors here have suffered the same. You should speak to them.
Freed from the sewer.
I can't believe we're still alive, and it's all thanks to you. I thought we would die in that foul-smelling place.
I keep hearing things. My mind must finally be going.
Is something on your mind?
Your friend Lyndon here keeps pestering me about making him a golden crossbow. But he'd be more likely to shoot himself with it than one of his enemies. The worst idea I've ever heard.
Clearly you haven't heard many of my ideas.
Why would the angels do this to us?
What are you saying? This is obviously a demon's work.
I know who is responsible for this. It's the poor. They've summoned these monstrosities to take Westmarch for themselves.
The poor are dying too.
You ask who's to blame for this doom? All of Westmarch, reveling in sin, worshipping petty idols. The Zakarum are gone, and the Order of Malthael now rises. Praise Malthael, and your souls may yet be saved. He spares only the faithful. Donate to the Order and prove your conviction.
Did you know there were once 2 moons? Lyria is the one that is no more. I think it's time I told you the whole story of Zai and his master, the god of desire, Durgist.
I thought it was a secret.
Durgist's jewel has appeared again, and the time for secrets is over.
Then I will finally know the truth.
Probably not.
There was a great gem market here in Westmarch. I spend many a carefree day browsing the aisles. To think that I will never again see all those happy little stalls, those rows of jewels, and those gem cutters.
I can't believe it. The hero of Bastion's Keep.
You are ill at ease, Cormac.
For too long have I lived with the knowledge that my order tortures its initiates and twists their minds. I need to know how high this evil reaches. If my whole order is corrupt, what does it mean to be a Templar? What am I?
You are one of many who believed in serving a righteous cause.
But it wasn't, was it? The guilty will answer for their transgressions. I swear it.
It is good to see you again, though it seems like we are only brought together in the worst of circumstances. But I suppose if times were better, we would never have met.
Well, the world's under attack and people are dying everywhere. It must be time for us to go on another adventure, right?
Right. Enchant. Wanted to re-enchant my shoulders. Get rid of the coarse lance damage. Let's see. I'll take that. 15% area damage on hit. And salvage everything else. Is that an upgrade? 2141. A lot of life on hit. Nope, his is better. And that's the ring I was using before. Oh, I still need to socket mine. Forgot to do that. Resistance or more intellect? Go with that. Until I find an Imperial one. And give the ring to... Oh, more dialogue. The survivor.
For a moment, I heard one of my sister's voices. I could not make out the words.
That sounds like magic or melancholy. I cannot tell which.
My sisters are gone now, and I am the last memory of a world long since forgotten.
There are many who do not forget the dead, Irena. They serve a purpose, as do we.
There you go. Musty cellar.
I can't do this anymore.
Hello? Ooh. Talk to Bryson.
Someone came for me. After all this time.
The blacksmith heard you down here.
Bloody miracle! Sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I owe you both.
Follow me.
What were you doing down here? A new companion.
Remember that noise I heard? It was that lad you rescued.
I'm Bryson. I came here to see your friend.
And now he won't go away.
You don't feel responsible for him?
No, I'm responsible for myself. Though I have decided to repay Hadric by helping him.
And I told you to stay away from my forge.
Have fun. General Torian.
What was that Death Maiden doing?
She was creating an orb that turns the living into Malthael's death creatures. A single orb can transform hundreds of innocent people every hour, and my men report 2 more of them out in the city.
Soul crucibles. With 2 of them, Malthael has an endless supply of soldiers.
This magic was not meant to be used so. I will not stand for it. I have read spells about crucibles that could enslave the dead. Now angels are using them?
Sadly, yes.
And the Death Maidens as well.
Their story is as tragic as Malthael's. Once the vanguard of his wisdom angels, they followed him down the path to darkness.
Find a soul crucible in Gideon's room. Contested villa. Okay. Stay far away from that.
We've got to save my friends.
All know the reputation of the exorcists of Westmarch. Those spiritual warriors specialized in removing demonic possession. By custom, they arrive in darkness, clad in cloaks as black as the night that conjured them.
This is all Justinian's fault. Some king he is. King Justinian must have fled the city by now. It's time for the people to rise up.
You should leave these petty matters behind.
But this is our chance to get out from under the king's yoke.
I can't say Westmarch is terribly good wine, but that won't keep me from drinking it.
Are you starting to like it?
But I like it more than being sober.
Not enough essence. All must serve the cycle.
When I first beheld the Corpse Raiser, I thought myself capable of defeating him. Then he reached out his arm, and the ground in front of him was bathed in a spectral light.
That is not
the
possible.
Bones of men and beasts rose from the earth and advanced on me.
I encountered the most troublesome bats in the caves outside Westmarch. My companions and I had sheltered there with the intent of organizing my many records, when the miserable creatures appeared and tore several of the scrolls to pieces. Truly, the world shall be a poorer place for this lost wisdom.
Thanks for helping, but this isn't over. The king has failed us all. If you don't believe me, read this. His private journal.
How did you come by this?
Well, let's just say it's from someone who cares about us common folk.
I am so weary. Why did you have to die, brother? I was never meant to be king. The nobles threaten revolt to bend me to their will. They will abandon me if I don't keep the peasants in their place. Oh, my position is hopeless.
I'll blast the gold out of you!
After Malthael's disappearance, the Angiris Council appointed his most loyal servant, Urze, to find him and bring him back to the high heavens. Urze, accompanied by the sect of maidens who were Malthael's closest followers, set out to find their absent master. They never returned.
I must heal.
I wonder. I'll go back to life regen. I don't think the armor's worth it.
Get away!
The killing floor. Captain Stokely's body.
Champion, a Reaper killed us all. I panicked and failed my men. Now they are soulless husks. Only my spirit was able to resist the call of Malthael. Please, put them to rest and end my shame.
Oh dear.
The Reaper that killed my men is outside, in the courtyard. Please, slay it, for all of us.
Will do.
Thank you. Nothing can bring back my men, but revenge dulls the pain.
And those projectiles are sneaky.
My wounds are deep. I grow weak. not enough essence.
Old Smuggler's Warehouse.
The attacks are getting worse. They'll reach the survivors soon. Been here for days. These people can't last much longer.
Head to the Survivors' Enclave. You'll find safety there. Your death nears. I'm afraid not.
Someday you'll be as good as me.
Gideon's Row. Where is it?
There's something coming, and I think it wants to hurt us.
Oh, that's dangerous. Yep. Pop my passive. Hold on. Nice and slow. Two down. Got him. I'm so squishy.
No. Not enough health.
TUSTIN'S Brewery.
Some of my men are pinned down in the courtyard, fighting revenants. Please help me rescue them.
Heal me.
Okay.
Why this is happening. It's madness.
It's a battle. Lead your men to the survivors' enclave at the cathedral. Not enough essence.
Watch the arrows.
A good shot.
Sorcerer's Room.
Ave obitus, ave interitus, insurgos elistros in situ.
What are you doing?
What are you doing?
Exactly.
I'm summoning back the souls that have been stolen from these poor people in order to restore their lives.
You are too ignorant to wield this magic. Now I shall have to make amends.
Wait, what's that noise? Oh dear, this wasn't supposed to happen.
Go now and spare me your foolishness.
Of course. Oh, of course. Oh, bless you, my good woman.
Gideon's Row. Urzael's Journal, Part 1.
After years of my pleading, the Angiris Council has finally agreed to send me in search of Malthael. I will not fail in this, as my master's presence is sorely needed in the high heavens. Owing to Malthael's growing fascination with the humans, Tyrael has suggested I begin my search on Sanctuary.
I need to go back.
I grew up over by the docks. Not the good part of town, but it's what my parents could afford. They died when the plague swept through a few years ago, within hours of each other. Like they had to stay together. I used to hate them for leaving me, but now it's a relief they didn't have to see all this happen.
I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.